and I sort of got a bit carried away and started making it and forgot to film. So what I've done so far is basically cut the gun shape out of foam core, just that. I decided to use these, which are 6mm, just plastic balls made for ball pit, and this is just 6.8mm pipe. It's standard size Eastern Britain for drainage pipes, and it's about it so far. After I cut them out, I started making the three-dimensional shell, which is this bit, and the handle is going to go on about here. Now, when you put a handle onto something, you cut. Okay, fine. When I put a handle onto something, I put a bit of doweling through the middle just to add extra strength, or you're just relying on that much surface area, because that's the handle, to stick it on. So I put a bit of doweling through the middle just for extra strength, and I build up on the inside with this, which is just blocks of foam core running up. And I have the same on the side there, if you can see it, I don't know. But I've just built up a few about 5 layers thick of foam core. Then all the doweling I'm going to use to support is going to be in them, and the extra thickness should be able to hold the weight. I've used this technique on quite a few projects, and I am yet to have a big problem with it, so I'm going to continue using it. And this is the magazine. Now in this case, I've drawn the shape onto a bit card, and then traced on another one, and then 2 extras, and cut the detailing out by there, which leads to it. Then I just stuck the bit where it's cut out on top just for some 3D detailing, and I got a little bit on the sides, but again I have to do the curves on the edges, which I'm probably not going to be doing next because I'm going to be finishing this bit off. I'm going to finish the main body first, which just means I'm going to have to cut more straight pieces like this, put it along there, round there, and here, and then make that into one large three-dimensional object first. Then I'm going to start worrying about the rest. I've built up the basic frame now. The glue's just finished drying on it, and basically, as you can see by these bits, for the curves I just cut little sections and make the curved shape out of it. And I put markings on the outside of where the reinforcing blocks are. So I've got one by there, one there, one there. Now on the actual design there's a bar going across there to reinforce this so it doesn't break, which I personally think is a lot of sense, because otherwise it'll snap off quite easily. So I've got a reinforcing block by there, I've got one by there for the handle, and I have one here for the little wheel that is supposed to shoot the balls. So now I'm going to make the handle. This is the handle. See, it's just standard grip. Now I've made it a little bit bigger in this case over my normal ones, because normally I'd have it to my hand size, but with Junkrat I'm going to be having, well, extra stuff on my hand to make it look like a prosthetic arm. So I've made it slightly bigger just to accommodate the fact that my fingers are going to be bigger. And, you know, all the rest. As you can see, the 2 little sticks coming out, they run all the way through, in between the layers. Now I just drill holes into the reinforcing plates and push those in, and glue them, of course. Then I have myself a handle. Okay, now I've stuck the handle on as such. Now I haven't carved this to shape yet because I'm going to do that at a much later point. And I've added on the barrel with this bit and this bit. Now this is going to have a magnet on it, as well as a bit going across here in the magazine, so that'll actually stick on. and hopefully I can hide these into the bodywork over the top, because there is quite a substantial amount on there. And this is all going to be covered over with a layer anyway, just to add some depth, so the wood shouldn't show through so bad at the end. But that's it so far. Again, it's a little bigger than I was expecting, but it's just to account for the size of the magazine, really. See for it to fit properly. Since last time, I've just layered up on here and there and then sanded into shape. How to do this, I've just cut 2 centimeter tall strips and stuck them on, and then sanded them down to make a curved section on top. It makes it look a little less boxy overall, and looks like it has more padding on it. Usually, if I made it out of solid foam core all the way through, I'd sand the actual box like that, but as you saw from the construction, it's not possible to do that. This is just a hole I drilled there, stick a bit of doweling on it with, if you can see it, a little bit of doweling with a ball. This is EVA foam. I just had a little bit left over from projects before, so I turned that into a little wheel and a little arm. Now, as you can see in the centre there, there's a bit of doweling holding this in place, because I wouldn't trust foam core card to hold at all with any weight. And this has 2 bits of doweling going up the centre, which goes into the block that I put under there for reinforcing. And I put a little bit of support by there to hold the ball in place when it's being walked around with. This bit is just a bit of foam on top being detailing, a little bit on the side. I put a bit of doweling through the end and put a cover over it, which does actually open, and that is just straws. Okay, and adding a little thing. As you can see, this is absolutely huge for the size of my hand, but hopefully once I've done the arm, it'll fit in there just fine. So that's it before it goes into spraying. I've done the same curving off effect on here. I'm leaving a bit of holes in the bottom and stuff like that. You're not going to be able to see them on photos, because even side on you can't see it, front on you can't. I mean, you'd have to be looking from that angle, and I don't think there's going to be any pictures from that angle, but the worst happens is I have to fill it in. But this is now this will now be heading into painting. Since last time, I believe last time it was completely unpainted. I've done an undercoat of sealer just to protect it. You can see some of it by there. And then I did a coat of primer, followed by a chromish coat for the underneath. Just so if it wears back at all, it looks like it's metal underneath. And I've started painting. Now, this is just a base coat of colour, which is not 100% accurate to the actual colours, but I still have to do detailing and things like that on it. But this is the progress so far. Again, when painting, be careful not to fill in these bits so it'll actually move and they don't jam in place, because we all know we need a floppy sight and that to open and close. Either way, I've just got to do the detailing on the painting now, and I should be done with this, and add the face on there. I've now painted my launcher. You can see I've just done basic detailing on here, nothing that good. I've just added some black lines around the edges there for shadows, and just done some darker colours, just try to make it look like it's got some detail from a distance. Added the section under there, and of course painted a very confusingly happy face on the front. Anyway, I'm now going to stick the magazine on. I do this with most of my builds with just Velcro, because that stuff's really easy to use, and you can remove it and take it off the pictures and carry it around. So basically, cut a bit. Now the one I've got is this particular one has adhesive on the back. I wouldn't trust this adhesive with anything. I've had it fall off so many things so many times. I'm also going to chuck some hot glue on there just because. And more glue can't help or hurt. Probably won't help, but you know. Okay, so just stick that on where you want it to go, or in a place where it's going to be making contact. Take the top bit off while it's still attached. Put some more glue on. Just press it on in position where you want it and hold until the glue dries. While that's drying, these grenades, I have no better description of the things. These are just these same balls that I've been using all along. I've just painted a grey line around them so they look closer to what they do in the game. Right, chuck them on. I may have to find a solution for when these fall off, but I know doing that shot down the camera is a stupid idea, but there you go. A finished version of Junkrat's gun. Okay. See ya.